what I noticed in the beginning of my classes, in the beginning of the semester, is that one of my biggest challenges was that I noticed I as a teacher was speaking much more than I usually do in my classes. And my students were speaking less because I had to control the class more, let's say. So about halfway through, what I began doing was putting together speaking exercises for them to do at home, in which they would have to record a voice memo and send it to me. So for that, I think Fatima mentioned this. We also had, each one of my classes had a drive in which I would put material. So the way I would structure these activities is that I would try to find an authentic text. For my fundamental classes, they were usually written texts, while for my intermediate classes, they were oral. So YouTube was a huge help because I could search for videos that had subtitles, that I could choose to put subtitles or not. So so the students could watch it without subtitles, and then they could watch it with subtitles, and it would be an authentic text, and etc. In intermediate one, there's one unit that they talk about should have, and it's a very quick mention. They mention it very quickly. So I decided to do an activity on should have. So I found a YouTube channel where the idea of the channel is that they reimagine how a movie should have ended. So he illustrates a new ending for a movie. This video I chose was Titanic. So I was able to find the actual Titanic scene on YouTube and then show them the video where the guy reimagines the scene and says what should have happened, have them compare it. And afterward, they would have to think of a book, of a series, of a movie, or whatever else that they did not like something about, usually the ending, and they would have to tell me how they think it should have been or how they think it should have ended. So that's what I did with all of my classes for the second half. So they would speak more, especially the fundamental classes, which I think is quite important. So that's what I would usually do.
Excuse me. I mean, sometimes speaking a little more than the students could be good. Your English is very good too. So exposing students to English is very nice sometimes. I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a role model sometimes. So do it sometimes too.
Yeah, but sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was struggling with that too.
Because sometimes, you know, we like to speak, right? Teachers are, you know, like the stage. Teachers like the limelight. So it's easy for us to just step up and be the show woman, the showman, and, you know. And
yeah, but the thing is, you have to bring your student along. I mean, incentivate, bring them along, make them speak with you.
yeah. You can join the conversation, but as your English is much better, as your English is much better, you have whole control of the turn. So it's you know, it's a good idea to step back and let them make the mistakes, let them risk, let them, you know,
Totally agree.
control it. Yeah.
Part of the process, learning.
And I think what you did, Allysson, is very good because you use video, you know, other resources, not just what's in the book. You brought things, you know, and of course there are many movies that we see the ending and we'd like to, you know, change it. And sometimes, yeah. Look, Lucio is with the baby. Is his son or daughter, Lucio?
It's a daughter.
Oh.
Okay, very good, Allysson. Anyone else wants to make a comment? question, a comment?
I'd like to bring an idea, if I may.
Yes, please, William.
It was something new that I did like this last term with the fundamental group, and it worked better than expected. I was like always looking for apps or websites for them to practice some English for free. Because I found out that most of them were like the elderly, you know, and they didn't have much touch with technology. And I found some apps in which you can chat with foreigners. And I asked them, like, we are talking about that chapter about the past, like an unforgettable night. And I asked them to prepare some questions for them to chat with the foreigners, going beyond, hello, how are you, where are you from? And they would send me the questions and I would correct, and they would try to chat with these foreigners and then send me a print of their conversation. With this just as a starter for them to, you know, to have someone to talk to and to get friends with someone who is a native of English. Some didn't like it very much because they were a little bit shy, a little bit afraid, but the ones who really went for it, they made friends from Canada, from England. They really enjoyed the experience and they are still in touch with them. That's it.
Fantastic. Very good idea. Fantastic.
Very good. Which level was it, William?
Fundamental.
So we have two tips for fundamental already, right? Allysson, your group was also fundamental, right?
I used it in general, but I did do it with fundamental.
Okay. And William, tell me one thing. Do you think you could do it with, because first you said foreigners, and then I was, you know, taking notes here, and I was going to write native speakers, and then I wrote foreigners, and then you said native speakers. So the interaction was only with native speakers?
Not necessarily. Because like there, you can select the country where you want to chat with people from, but you can, usually people just like select the language. So they select English, so they can chat actually with anybody from any country who speak English. And in this app, they also have the option to send and receive audio messages. So I also told them, look, so try to speak some English with them, ask them to send an audio for you. It's gonna be challenging and cool. But well, students at this level, they are quite shy.
What app is this, William? Share with us.
There are many actually. This one, gosh, I couldn't recall it right now. It's on my cell phone and I'm using my cell phone right now as a webcam. So, but I'm gonna share in the group later.
Please.
Yeah, good. Do that.
Yeah. I think you shared too, was a slide presentation, an interactive slide presentation. Who shared it in the group? I thought it was so interesting. One of you shared an interactive slide presentation. It's an app. With this, you prepare a slide and then you give a code to the student and the student can enter the slide and answer. What's it called? Wasn't it you, William? It was one of you, or Hannah, maybe. Don't you remember, guys? I'm going to look for it in the group. And I downloaded, I opened it, and I thought it was really interesting, but then I lost it. I wanted to put in our website, and I don't remember the name anymore. But it's like an, you know, Kahoot. It's the same thing as Kahoot, but with a slide presentation. So the students enter the slide presentation and they are able to answer questions and do, you know, have access to the presentations. I'm going to look for it anyway. It's there in the group. Okay, what time is it? We have 8 minutes before the break. Do you think we have time for one more? One more
Yeah,
presentation.
I can go.
Lucas.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
So